What comes to our mind ni teenage mothers. Ni kama for some reason society hatujasema ama hatujakubali the fact that teenage fathers pia it's a thing that is going on na ni reality. Because you find that even guys and young men wenye ni teenagers, they tumepea hiyo issue a blind eye. And today I would want you guys to help me discuss it. Like, do you tell young men about it? So Dan or Felista, let's start with Dan.
I think it's a question I've been asking myself for since the government or the media tried to like we had over 151,000 teens who got pregnant during then. The question I've been asking myself is how many young boys or teens who are boys who are actually responsible for that. The teenage mother, in a way also it affects the teenage father. Especially when your girlfriend, let's say the boy and the girl have been like in a relationship. So when it happens that you have been with this girl and you're a boy, and in that relationship or in your interactions, you get pregnant, and then the girl comes and tells you, I am pregnant. You start asking yourself, how? How will I even tell my parents? What's gonna happen with me now? You continue thinking about options that will help to confusion and even drop from school. Others will be in school, but still their performance will drop because of them thinking about them bringing a young person again. It's a child bearing a child to the world. So it is true that we have someone is pregnant for me. How am I going to do this? Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Na interest yangu ni kwa hiyo 151,000. Did the study show about the guys, ama it was purely 151,000 girls?
It has been a blind spot. See the girl, intimidate them, or they will go through the pain alone, or they say, the government didn't tell us how many teens were involved in the teens' pregnancy. Yeah. And those are the ones that have been reported. What about the ones that haven't been reported?
True.
Yeah.
So, like tunasema, it is so evident at our government, ama the whole society, hata tu tuacha kusema government, because government ni reflection yetu kama society. Wapi the guys wako wapi, you see? Na Kinene amesema ama ametuambia that the guy will try and escape. Naturally, how the guy, huyu kijana mdogo mwenye ametia mse ball, mwenye amefather mtu yuko nje na ameambiwa na demu yake, so I am pregnant. What are the ways that huyu kijana atatry to escape? Juu sana sana wasichana mostly the only way to hide that you're pregnant is abort, you know, that is the only way to hide the evidence. But for the guys, ni aje wao escape? Kidogo December holiday nimepea mse ball, so wao try kuficha aje?
Asante sana the host, kwa sababu ya hivyo tumeongelelea hii mambo ya teenage fathers. In fact, teenage fathers ndio huwa wanalea, ilo jukumu ni la msichana peke yake. Atuangalie the boy child ambaye amefanya hicho kitendo, ambao walishirikiana kufanya mbiwa ya kwamba ako katika hiyo mambo ya kwamba kuna mtoto anatakana zaliwe. So hiyo kitu ujitahidi na ingia katika wasiwasi. Na sana sana kama alikuwa shuleni, kitu ya kwanza maisha ya shule itamshinda kusoma, anaweza kuingia katika madawa ya kulevya. Ndiposa awe msichana. Hata serikali wanasaidia huyu msichana, young mothers. Unaona? Lakini huyu kijana aangaliwi sana. So wakati anapoingia hata katika madawa ya kulevya, hakuna yule mtu atamuelezea hili ni jukumu lako ama unafaa kufanya hivi na hivi. Huyo mtoto anaweza kuwa anaingia kwa madawa ya kulevya, alafu jana kama huyo mara mingi hata wanaweza kupotea katika huo mtaa. Atatoroka.
Asante sana Tisha Felistas.
Asante.
Ni ukweli juu Ron he couldn't concentrate kabisa na masomo. Unaona umse lazima be on drugs, lazima try everything that he can, whether ni video games, he's always trying to keep his mind busy. Ukweli msichana anaweza umia huko nje na abebe hiyo mimba na azae na ale na society imstigmatize. Lakini nataka the guys out here tujue the bubble, but emotionally hii kitu itaku affect kabisa. There is no, hakuna mse normal mwenye ako sane anaweza sahau ako na mtoi mahali na aishi like ako normal. You will find some instances like a man in his 50s, mtoi wake wa 30 years pregnant, dem hakumshow, lakini 30 years later huyu mse anakuja na anaharibu boma yake. You see, sisi young tunapendanga kusema karma. So karma works both ways in this thing. Ita catch up na wewe consequently. Hali zetu ni kama ziko ready ku take the responsibility. Just ana give in. Sasa yeye anafikiria cause anaweza perform sexually at mental capacity, kiakili amekomaa kuhandle consequences zenye zinakamna na the, for instance pregnancy, just to mention a few, cause kuna STIs, kuna HIV, unafikiria kuna like your mind iko na capacity. Would you tell us the truth? How is our mental capacity as teenagers and youths when it comes to parenting, to be a parent?
Thank you. I will say it doesn't take or to mature someone to become a parent, or are actually still growing. We are still discovering, teens are always discovering themselves and trying to know who they are and who they were created to be and what exactly is happening with them. Mentally prepared to go ahead and father a child or to go ahead and mother a child. Actually, some of the young people who get pregnant, they give that responsibility to their parents. Unapata, yes, a girl got pregnant and after kupata huyo mtoto, she doesn't know even how to change diapers. The truth is, our teens are not ready, mentally, psychologically, in any way, to father a child or to mother a child. So our mental position or growth has to be complete to a point that now I am ready and I know actually when I'm having this sex, these are the results I will get. And I will be proud, rate it, because it's the right thing I'm doing this time, the right time, which our teens are not yet ready.
Awesome. So, wewe kama Dan, msee ana deal na youth kwa ministry, unaweza sema in a godly way, hiyo ni age gani? Hiyo yenye ninaweza pata mtoto na badala ya kuwa shame, anakuwa blessing. Na actually
the question about the specific age, because there is a big or there is a range of age that someone can say from this age you will be able to, but then there are people who are above that age and they are not able to. So I will say when someone has matured enough, you have the right knowledge, you have the right experience in life, you have the right resources psychologically, physically, spiritually. That is the position I will say someone is ready. It can be 21, the right attitude, the right principles in life, and propel them.
See maturity. Molds inakushinda kuelewa. Trust you me, kid, for like a whole yetu atuzae, at the back of her mind she really yearns to take care of us. So wewe kama teenager, kama molds, history inaku World War II inakushinda kuelewa. You know, like, do you think you have the mental capacity ama you're in position yenye inaweza hold, you know, mtoi na unaweza tuambia one experience enyewe huyu youth vile alibehave
napocheza mpira? Case moja ambapo kijana ni wako na mtoto na wakaamua waishi pamoja. Kazi yao kubwa kabisa ni kuuza drugs, ambapo huyu msichana anavuta bangi aweze kupata cha kukula. Lakini ukiangalia hivyo ni ukweli vile ndugu yetu Kinene ametuelezea kwamba hawakuwa wamefikisha hiyo umri na hawajakuwa prepared mentally na kuweza kukua. Ndio sababu unaona hata kazi yenyewe kusema ati mimi nafaa kufanya kazi hii ndio aweze kuweka chakula cha huyu mtoto kimekuwa ni shida. So hao ni vijana wawili, in fact hao ni watoto, na imebidi wazazi wao waingililie kati waweze kuwalea. In fact tunapoenda kuwasalimia huwa tunaita both parents. Na hata hivyo vile tumesikia hata hiyo kuchange pampa ajui. Wao asubuhi wakishaamka, kazi yao ni kutoka, wanaweza acha hata huyo mtoto kwa nyumba. So imekuwa jambo ambalo ni la aibu sana na likuleta huzuni mwingi katika society. Tumedeal na hizo kesi mingi sana na wamekuwa wengi sana
desire yangu that tuta agree one thing na tutaelewana kitu moja sisi wote, that hakuna haja to burden wazazi wetu. Najua kuna really special cases za hizi teenage pregnancy where it's molesting and rape cases, but most of these cases people knew what they were doing. The teenager knew wetu, guardians wetu mzigo ya kulea watoi wetu, they are already doing so much to make sure sisi tuko sawa. Tunaweza vow na tunaweza jitolea na tuambie Mungu atusaidie, juu God asipotusaidia really it will be a little bit hard. So tunaweza jitolea na tuambie God atusaidie that hatu sana wajui hizi vitu, but most of the teenagers, most of us will be lying as youths to say that hatujui history ya pregnancy, ya sexual purity. We will be lying. So let us make a decision that we will not burden our guardians and everything. We stop putting a lot of pressure for our teenagers. Now we just look, we take a good look. Anaweza nikatia, si ndio? Yeye na ujinga wake ama werevu wake anaweza fikiria nimetosha, si ndio? Mimi kama mse older, what does it say of me if I say yes to this guy ama if I entertain? Because it's the same thing. You see an older man, ni nani yako broken hapa sana? Ni huyu msichana ama kijana ako young ama ni huyu mse old? So what do you think about our society? Is it the right time to actually tell ourselves the truth as older people, as bigger people, Yeah. But you see, if people who, you will see someone who is supposed to ni mimi ama ni umze.
It's a broken society from the point of how people grow. Like if you grew knowing how to misuse women, or you grew knowing that women are to play with and such kind of things, or men are the stronger and you can always take advantage of the girls and everything. Even when you are old, you are the person who is supposed to be responsible to help this other person actually be better than themselves. And it's a desperate situation, because I'm very sure the cases that we are talking about, teenage pregnancy, many of them actually are not from the teens. Many of them are from those people who to satisfy or to gratify their own evil desires. And in the process, a pregnancy came up. Like it will be a shame even for the girl to tell their mother, who is the father of the child, because he's a guy somewhere. But still, they can't even have that advantage of the young boys, because like the boy came, maybe he didn't have fare, and you're there standing on the road, just waiting for God to send a miracle for a car or a matatu to help you get to school. And then there is this other mama who is driving and takes advantage of the situation. Before you notice it, this relationship with older people and young people. This was Paul talking to Timothy and telling him how to treat older men and older women and younger women and young men. And I know Paul was talking to Timothy, telling him how he shouldn't advise older men. That's how it starts. Like that an older man or an older lady should not take advantage of the young onwards. And he tells him that treat older men as fathers, older women as mothers. Like he sets the standard that there has to be a standard in the society on how we interact with each other. When I see Nancy, I'm holding with all respect and with all purity, as the scripture describes. If I see mom with teenagers and say, this is my younger sister, the way I can't sleep with my younger sister, the way I will treat this other girl who is coming around confused, maybe with her emotions just over the board and all that, she doesn't understand what is happening with her. Instead of me taking advantage, then I will choose to walk with her and help her understand what is happening with her, and also help her see her future so bright.
Some truth is always normally hidden kwa hizo vitu watu tunashare social media. And I stumbled upon this one meme, I will say, ilikuwa inasema ati dear men, if a younger girl comes to you and approaches you sexually, please help her understand her situation. Later on in her years, atakuheshimu na atapata heshima. You will, because of you, she will be able to respect other men, and she will advancing, sexually advancing, hitting on you sexually. So you should help them and guide them. Because of that one act, unaweza fanya huyu mtu aheshimu all the women. Because you see some people out here are so bitter. Some young men out here are so bitter because kuna wasee waliwa molest wakiwa wadogo. Kuna watu waliwa take advantage wakiwa wadogo. So haiputiwi on just young people. It just shows how even as a society we need to get whole. We need to look at us and pick our broken pieces and ask God to heal us. So kuna hizo cases za like like the younger men ama younger lady, na case yoyote umei deal nayo kama hiyo, ama it's just something tunasema theory wise? Would you say kuna case kama hiyo umei deal nayo, ama ni theory tu tunaongelelea hapa?
Okay, thank you so much. Kwa sababu kuna hii kitu tunaita sex for pads. Wasichana wengi inabidi kama mtu ana ile sanitary towel, unashtukia wamekimbizana wanaenda kwa wanaume, alafu you exchange na wewe, tutalala na wewe. So imekuwa case mingi sana, sababu unauliza msichana kwa nini nakufanya uende huko, na wana open up, then they tell us tunafanya hivyo sababu mimi nilikosa, mzazi wangu angeweza kuafford kuninunulia sanitary towel, so ikabidi nifanye hivyo. Wengine ni kubebwa kama wanaenda shule boda, ama hata mzee. Unaona mtu instead ya kubeba msichana kumpea lift, maybe amechelewa shuleni, lakini wana take that advantage. So ziko case kama hizo, si ati tunaongea tu, ziko kwa mtaa, ziko na wengi wameingia katika hilo jambo, na wameingia katika huo mtego, na wamenaswa kabisa. Na imekuwa ni jambo ambalo msichana achukua huyo msichana kama msichana wake, kama mtoto wake, kama vile Daniel Kinene ametuambia, kama sister yake. Na hilo jambo lingekuwa jambo la maana sana katika society yetu, na tumekuwa tukipinga ili jambo la teenage prejudices, na ingekuwa mzuri sana.
Thank you so much. System yenye kama Kinene amesema yenye iko outlaid kwa Bible. Frankly kuta Karokin, it is encouraging to know that enyewe people are with us and they are on board with us. Kuna Kinene, kuna some of the initiative yenye wazazi na community imefanya to make sure hii kitu ni kama pandemic, ni vile ni kama covid ingine, ni vile imekuwa silent all this while, na tumeichukulia ama tumeizoea, kama vile sasa tumeanza kuzoea bila kuvaa mask. So ni kama hivyo it plays za ku help the teenagers.
I will say we as the older people, we as the parents have a very key role to play as the young people grow up, or as we see our children grow up. There is something so small but so important that is lacking in our family. In the family, the reason I'm calling small, because I want to talk about telling the other person or your daughter, I love you, as a father. It's something we never grew knowing. Like, I've never heard my dad say I love you, or even to my sisters. So when a young boy comes and he's here, oh, I love you, you have a nice smile, you're so beautiful, the girl gets confused because it's a word that they never heard it from home. They doesn't know what parents take up the mantle. And every day, as your girl wakes up and goes to school, call her beautiful, call her the best names you can, show her she's important, she's precious. That builds her self-esteem. When someone comes along with these sweet words, they will not be confused. They'll be like, thank you, daddy tells me that every morning. The right knowledge about sexual issues and health and everything. Like, let her know. Si storia ati usicheze na wavulana, Usisijui fanye nini. Tell your children the truth about the sexual education. As a parent, see ati hiyo ni kitu ya walimu. We have left it with the teachers in school. And the way they teach it, it doesn't come to the moral part. It is the general knowledge. But then, as parents and as a church, as a society, to sit down and tell our young people, this is the right time. When both of you have gotten married, now you can go ahead and do whatever you want. But before then, it is not right. These are the consequences. Do you think they are necessary or they are good enough to make you do it this time? Like, be honest with your sons and daughters and tell them the right truth of all this about their sexuality, who they are, build their self-esteem, let them feel important in the society before they choose to make each other important and make it wrong.
Our first everything actually. So ni jukumu yetu, na kusema hivyo haimaanishi, it doesn't take a lot of money for your child to know you love them. It's in the simple things. Na like you're saying, tumepea walimu ama wazazi wetu wamepea walimu a lot of what? A lot of power when it comes to molding the child. But we forget school fees ni ya kulipia academic, not character. They don't go to school to be taught character. They go there to get grades. That is the goal. The other things zinakuanga by the way. So as a parent, taking care of each other. Ensure the child knows. You know, ukitoka hapo nje ya ploti, salimia watoto, mwambie saseni, mko aje, you know. Let them feel their warmth. Ama they let them feel they are okay with you. Ama they are loved by you. In case someone attacks them out there, they will know, by the way, kinene wa ile place anatuongeleshanga ni beshte yetu. And they will know that it's okay to come talk to you. There is this thing that is also, kuna hii kitu yenye watu wamegive a blind eye to. Cycle ya pregnancy in family 13. Wewe umepata mtoto. So at 26 mama yako ni shosho. You know, and it's real out here. You know, and I want us to actually, ningetaka we actually discuss how spiritual this thing is and how actually it's a cycle. Na tuache ku give a blind eye to the things that and the trends that we see happening in our families, you know. So Teacher Felista, uko kwa mtaa, uko kwa zake wamezalia hapo, yeye amezalia hapo, ama baba yako alimpregnate msee akiwa mdogo, hakusema na akaoa sasa mama yako. Sasa wewe you've done the same. You see, it's actually a cycle and it's something so spiritual. To some extent. Unaona, and it's as a society tuache ku give it.
Okay, according to my experience, it is true. Okay, it's like a cycle. The way Nancy is telling us. Ni kama, okay, inakuwa kama, kwa hiyo familia, unakuta ya kwanza, shushu yeye ni single mother, amezaa msichana wake, huyo msichana akiwa class 7, akatoka, akazaa msichana, so hata yeye akakuwa single mother, na ikaendelea hivyo. Saa hii huyo mama akazaa msichana, ako na msichana ambaye huyo msichana at least yeye alijaribu akafika form 1, but na yeye amepata mimba akiwa form 2. Hiyo wakati alikuwa miaka 15. Akiwa na miaka 15 amepata mimba. At least tukaendelea na kumfuatilia. By that time alikuwa anaishi na shosho yake sasa. Shosho sasa ndio ana take responsibility. Na hawezi kupata jukumu ya huyu mwingine na wajukuu. So, huyu msichana analewa na, sasa tutamuita aje, watoto wake wanalelewa na great grandmother. Yes. So, inaendelea hivyo, inakuwa ni kama chain. So, huyu msichana alipata mtoto wa kwanza akiwa form 2. That was pili. Na bado hajaolewa, na bado ako kwa shosho yake, of which au watoto sasa wako kwa great grandmother. Tukiangalia hivyo, yes, tunaweza kuona kuna umaskini, lakini still spiritually kuna kitu ambaye kwa hivyo ni jukumu letu kama society na Wakristo kuingilia kwa jambo kama hilo na familia kama hiyo, tuweze kuelezea mambo ya wokovu na kuweza kuombea na kuweza kuwafanyisha deliverance ili waweze kutoka katika hilo agano. Yeah.
Asante sana ku confirm that maisha, and it's up to us as a society again, to stop doing life without God. And know that we actually need God, and there is no life outside God. Unaona? So, Kinene, as we come to an end of this discussion, ni ukweli tumeongelelea pregnancy, the issue of pregnancy. Do you think there is fruitfulness that can still come out of that situation? And if kuna fruitfulness yenye inaweza come out kwa hiyo situation, ama a brighter, it is said that in every cloud there is a silver lining. What do you mean, ama what do you think, kuna intentional steps gani zinaweza chukuliwa ku ensure that hii situation haijaenda hapo? Hii situation haijaend up undo being a teenage father, but what can you do moving on to make sure that life is fruitful and you become everything that God created you to be?
Thank you so much. From the position where someone is, it contributes on the decisions they will make next. Like when you get pregnant as a young girl, and everyone around you will take it. From that position,